Hello and welcome back to Heroes Hour. So I figured let's see if I can't actually finish this playthrough. Why not? Still no promises, but I'm gonna try. Picking up right where we left off here. So we are on day 5 of week 2 and we've just gotten into the underworld here. I can see down here we got a black obelisk that looks like it might be undefended, so that is probably worth snagging right away, or sooner rather than later. We got a gold mine here that is guarded by quite a bit. That's a lot of halberdiers, and some of those other units are not going to mess around either. Here we have Titan Ruins that'll get us Sultans each week. Useful, I think. This might be a fight I could take. It says it's challenging, but I think that especially if I wait until I get this batch of garbage plus the blood altar or the bloodletters down there, I think that might work, be totally doable. So for now then, let's go down and well, in the direction of the obelisk, I guess. Oh gosh, another gold mine. My goodness. Okay. You, friend, are going to stick around here for now. And would you be able to take this? Moderate. Okay. That might get you some XP. Realistically, in a map like this, I don't particularly need a secondary hero. Secondary heroes are more useful, like proper secondary heroes that you actually level up and stuff like that are probably more useful on the bigger maps. Well, they're definitely more useful on the bigger maps. But with a map like this where there's only really one avenue of attack, there isn't too much concern about the enemy charging in and laying waste to your starting location. So yeah, so I think I'll just roll the turn here for now. Okay, let's check out the obelisk. I have no idea. But let's go up into the town here and build ourselves the blood altar. And we're going to go with the blood letters. And we will recruit a batch of them right away. Okay, so they require sulfur. We'll add him into the army. So let's take a look at these guys. Blood letters, power 12, 152 health, 15 damage, 5 speed. So they're slow, do a lot of damage, have a lot of health, and as things around that die, this creature becomes larger, deals more damage, and gets more health. Cool. Okay. I'll have to check out the upgraded version once we get that as well. So, with that in mind, can you make it all the way up to... You can't quite. Okay, so we'll go here. Have you go down. Pick him up. And off we go. Oh, and you've got a Cyclops now. Okay. I should have checked that before I started sending off the... Well, he wouldn't have been able to do anything anyhow. He'll have to slowly make his way down. So let's go back underground here. Challenging neutral. Those are dragons. I don't know if I want to deal with dragons. There's a treasure chest. Let's see if I can snag that. Grab some XP. I could get enchanters each week. Flame fiends each week. Grab the camp. Do I want to take that? Oh, what do we have here? Oh, I guess I'm doing this fight. I didn't actually mean to attack him. Okay, basilisk. Oh, it's not a dragon, it's a basilisk. Okay, that's less concerning. Okay, so let's do... We got a bunch of archers and some hierophants. It looks like those Hierophants are bigger, so I'm wondering if... Doesn't look like he has any specific boosts to that. He does, however, have archery, so I think I'm going to want to close the distance as quickly as possible. I'm probably going to take a lot of casualties in this fight. It was not intended. Okay. No mana. That sucks. Get in there, harpies. Charge. Clog them with your dead. Well, the basilisks went down pretty quick. Can I charge? I can charge. Get back there. Mess them up. Okay, not as many casualties as I was worried I might take. And we win. Nice. So 18 voodoos and 6 harpies. Okay, not terrible. Oh, and a level up. Okay. What do I want? Do I want more goblins? I think I might. Or do I want blood warping? Let's do that. What do we have here? Jade Shield for Terramancy and offense. Snag the crystal, I guess. And Aeromancy. I like that more than the +1 knowledge, even though he can't really cast spells. Yeah, like realistically, both of these artifacts are pretty useless to him. Defense and Terramancy, I like Tusks better there. I'll just leave with the Emerald Band, I guess. I'm still curious as to what that is, so... but I think we're done for this turn. So let's roll the turn. And... can we make it down to him? We can. Nice. So you take all that. And... what do you say? Moderate. Huh. So this is another town. Now, when you take a town, something that's important to make sure that you do is make sure that you have enough money. Well, I'll show you when I take it, because I do have enough money to do what I want. So I'm going to take this town. Now, what I'm going to do is... gonna charge in with those guys, let them take the arrow hits. Sand Devil is flying and ethereal, so we'll put him there. Put him up front, them behind. We're just gonna smash through and send these guys up over the walls to try and take out those blast masters, even though there's only 2 of them. The real threat is going to be these spirited fires. 27 of them are going to be interesting. Hopefully this goes well. Let's start the battle. Get back in there. Whew. Okay, we're through. This is a nasty fight. Everything is burning. Actually. Huh. I'm going through this better than I thought I would. I lost a whole ton of goblins, but 25 voodoos dead. 2 of my sand devils, lost both my bloodletters, so that's oh no, I got blood warpers. Never mind. Okay, so the bloodletters turned into blood warpers, who went from being 152 health to 197 health, 18 damage, and these guys get resurrection. Interesting. So putting a couple of them in with a giant pack of voodoos is certainly not the worst thing in the world. Cool. Okay, so grown into a town. Sure, we'll do the medical school. Or do I want defense? He's got 6 defense. So 6 defense to 8 defense. What do I want? Okay, you know what? I think I am actually going to go for the mithril armor. Okay, now the reason I said to keep an eye when you take a town is on the very first turn that you capture an enemy town, you can click this button up here, which costs you 5,000 gold, 10 wood, and 10 ore, which will convert this town into a horde town. The town will lose all current creature population, but will otherwise remain just as developed. So what I'm going to do here is... we're going to max out those guys because they are decent little tanks. It's just once you actually convert, you can't recruit any units. Like, if I'm going to buy any of these, I need to buy them this turn before I convert. Now here, I might actually swap over to the harpooner. The difference between... I'm not super familiar with the Tide faction. I've never played them, but the cannoneer is a slow but powerful ranged unit. Does 18 damage. The harpooner does a lot less damage, but it's versatile, which is good. Though most of my units are versatile. I don't even know. I haven't used these guys before. I have used the Blast Masters a little bit, so let's see what they're like. Just keeping an eye on my gold here because I need to make sure that I keep it at the 5,000 mark, which I have, and now we will convert the town. And we're going to stick with the mithril armor. Unit choice. Do I just straight up want more goblins? Yes, I do. And we're going to go for more of them. Sure, let's create an infernal. Why not? Very powerful, I believe, pyre unit. Or not very powerful. It's about on par with the blood warpers. Okay, so this town has its infirmary active. That is good. And I'm not going to be able to build anything because I spent all of my money. Let's go up here, see if there's anything cheap I can build back home. Doesn't look like it. I could sell some. I don't want to sell the sulfur because it costs... Because it is day 7, so realistically I would really like to get either the spirit altar or the lair. I might go for... I can actually afford to trade for the spirit altar. I don't think I could for... So... Sell, 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 and I don't use mercury for anything else, so oh, I need a little bit more gold. Sell 1 more mercury, and then build the spirit altar. Certainly not going to be able to afford anything, but that's okay. Next turn's going to come soon enough. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to uncamp her this turn because she's not going to have any movement. But I'm going to run her back to do a hero chain to try and get my reinforcements down here. My goal is to try and bust out of here and be into the enemy territory by the end of week 3. That would make me happy. That's listed as moderate now. That's listed as easy. I want to do another fight. That's still listed as hard. That's listed as hard. Oh, what the heck, let's take an easy fight. Okay, so formation. I'm gonna keep the Voodoos in reserve. He has no ranged units, so yes, the Harpies being in reserve also works. Let's just go down here. I'm gonna throw these Sea Stingers out in front. They're very tanky. They have 167 health. Which makes them quite survivable. And we are just going to rely on cleaning it up with some of this garbage, I think. Toss on defend. Put you in the back. Sea Stingers out in front. Them sort of in between, because I don't care if the spawnlings die. And let's start the battle. And switch to attack. Let's charge. Mess them up. Yeah, those spawnlings just melt. They're not very effective units. And we win! And we lost a bunch of spawnlings, but not much else. 3 Voodoos. Okay, and another level. So... more goblins? Or armor? Huh. Let's do armor. We'll basically finish off this branch this way, because I'm not going to bother putting any more into might. And what do we have here? Oh, wood. Lovely. Still not sure where that is. You're listed as moderate, guarding a... Oh, I don't care about upgrading. My dudes upgrade for free. Why on earth would I pay to do that? Okay. So, that's it for this turn. Let's roll the turn and see what week 3 brings us. So by the end of week 2, we now have 2 towns. One of them, of course, home is considerably more developed, but 2 towns and doing quite well with clearing out this underground area. So let's end this turn and see what comes next. Oh, and I think I might have vision on an enemy hero. Okay, if he's their primary, this is going to be a real easy fight. None of those are listed as bodyguards, and he's level 8. So that suggests to me that he might actually be their primary hero. In which case, I might be able to win this pretty much as soon as I break out. Decrepit gold mine. Oh, easy fight. I can use more money. Money is good. Now... Okay. So, now that I'm starting to get a significantly larger army... actually, they're reasonably tough. Might do the 20 harpies down there. Come on. What can I get rid of? Don't need all of them. Just do it with one Blood Warper. And the heck, we'll throw that in. And spawnlings? Sure. Spawnlings. Spawnlings can soak damage for the harpies. I'll put this up here to deal with this garbage. Gold earthens are a little tough, but I'll put my hero up there as well. Okay. Start the fight. Huh. And looks like the spawnlings ate the entire... Okay. Oh, some of these guys came back to life. Odd. How am I doing on losses? So far, not much. Okay, so I lost one spawnling and one voodoo. Cool. Capture that gold mine, that's important. We don't want to forget to pick things like that up. And let's go up here. I was inefficient with my movement points there. I should have created units and moved them down. Okay. I'm going to spend more money than I have here. So actually, it's probably not the worst thing in the world that I moved her all the way back, because horde of goblins, and we're broke. So let's add all that into her army. But yeah, it looks like need to find the exit anyhow here. Impossible. Okay. I'll pick up the camp. I don't care about trading units. Let's keep exploring. Nest of monsters. Oh, there's the portal. Okay. So that's listed as an easy fight. And with that in mind, let's start bringing him back down south. And I'm actually going to move her down so that next turn I can recruit more dudes and have them meet up with her. And don't think I'm going to be able to build anything here. I could build like 4 or 5 goblins, but that's it. But I'll recruit from here next turn as well, and then I should have an overwhelming force with which to crush my enemies and see them driven before me. So let's end this turn. Okay. Let's start recruiting. More goblins, more harpies. I'm pretty happy with the number of shamans that I have right now. Because she has 5 in her army. He has 4 in his. So 9 total, that's plenty. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down to the basement and recruit some of that. Oop. Transferred the wrong way. What else do I want to fight down here? I don't really care about any of the unit generators now. I've kind of hit critical mass. I do care about gold. Fine, get some XP. And if I care about gold, do I want to delay another turn or two and take out these guys? They're listed as hard. But I'm pretty confident that I can deal with whatever they're going to throw at me. Okay, so a whole bunch of bats. Now, question. They are not versatile. So here's the thing, is because they've got a bunch of these bats in reserve, they're going to spawn them out at some point, and I'd really rather not have to deal with them messing up my back line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park back here, park down here. And again, this is just going to force them to break up their formation more as they march their way towards me. I'm actually going to attach those guys to that so that they can try and soak some damage. I'm going to throw you out in front just to slow them down and be a distraction. Put you guys in the back, put you guys there, and we'll throw ourselves on defend, and let's start the fight. Pull back, charge. And now we attack. Whew. Taking a lot of goblin casualties. Now, the nice thing about these guys is because they are versatile, they don't, the centaurs are versatile, they don't suffer penalties in melee. Oh, this is going to be an expensive fight. Jesus. Well, I guess, yep, send in the reinforcements. Okay, I need to pay a bit more attention to this fight. Okay. Well, this was a rather pathetic showing. I think I pretty much got it, though. Jesus. Oh, those flame birds. So here's the issue. The flame birds were able to respawn. It respawns in an explosion of fire. These guys were actually a lot more powerful than I thought they were. They're actually power 8. They're a much bigger threat than I thought. And what happened is they got mixed in with all of my guys, just started blowing up and did an obscene amount of damage. So I've lost half of them, 2 of my blood warpers, lost him. A lot of this should be coming back, but that was still an expensive mistake of a fight. However, my blood warping has kicked in, and I can swap some of these equine guards for blood chieftains. So let's do that. Now, in the interest of getting more replacements, I'm going to go up to Goblin Mastery 3. And yeah. That was an expensive fight. I did get quite a bit of them back, though, so not the end of the world. That's why you build infirmaries. Got greedy. Get greedy, get into trouble. Okay. Well, I am at the half-hour mark here, but my daughter's still asleep, and I feel like I'm pretty close to being done. So we're going to have a big reinforcement go in on this guy next turn. Gonna pick all those guys back up, do a recruitment drive here, and then we'll charge in. And like I said, hopefully get the enemy capital taken by partway through week 3, maybe. That would be nice. So let's end the turn. Okay. So let's do a recruitment drive. Nice. They can reach. Join the fun. Join the fun. And let's charge. Forward to glory. Okay. So we got no ranged units. I'm actually going to pull them out and stick as many regular goblins in as I can. Yeah, I'm going to fight this basically with unupgraded units because I'd like to get the promotions. So let's start on defend and start the fight. And attack. Okay, so did that with 10 goblin casualties, 0 harpy casualties, 0 centaur casualties, and 0 bloodletter casualties. Nice. Well, looks like next turn is gonna be interesting. Do I want to build anything this turn? Can I build anything this turn? I already own the Nomad Plaza. Do I really care? Not really. I think this big game's pretty much in the bag at this point. It's that near impossible now. It's getting easier. Well, let's pick this up, see what's on there. Sure, get the experience. And why not pick up Centaur Mastery? Okay, let's end the turn. See if Crimson Decay comes downstairs. Nope. Okay, so at this point, I am just hunting for things to kill, like this guy, who's going to get crushed. His hero's actually kind of tough. But we got him. So what were my losses like? I lost an indeterminate number of voodoos, I'm not sure. Lost a bunch of goblins. And lost some harpies, but not very many. Oh, and there's his fort. Cool. Okay. Both of those are easy fights, so I think we've basically got this game in the bag now. We'll finish it up. Oh, come on. Okay. Kill this first. Scale the wall. Actually, no. Don't scale the wall. Start the fight. Beat him up. Beat him up. We win! Huzzah! Okay, so we got his cap now. At this point, I'd say the game is done. Suppose one more turn to get that last hero. Last two heroes. Interesting. My daughter's also waking up, which is why I'm kind of rushing here. Okay, start the fight. I think you can hear her kicking the wall in her crib. I apologize if you can. She's not angry, she's just playing, but... This should be the last fight. Kill the hero. Kill this nonsense. And off we go. Huzzah! Oh, there's still another hero kicking around. Interesting. Okay. I thought I took the... Oh, dang it. I thought I took the fortress. Fine. Mine now? No, not yet. No, get back here. Okay, so that is mine now. Now go up and kill him. Just die already. There we go. Are we done? We are done! Huzzah! So, day 2... Okay, sorry. Back again. I ended up having to edit out my battling at the end here because Kiddo woke up. But I wanted to just go over the victory and talk a little bit about some of the things that I did, give a little bit more context to it. So looking at the victory scale here, you can see I've got a couple of big bumps in sort of power. I think this is basically... Like, there's no context to this graph. Like, the axes are not labeled. We know that this is over time, but what does this mean? Is it army size or income or... I don't know. I think it's army size, maybe, but I'm not sure. If so, this would make sense, as this would have been about when I got those flame jugglers, and you can sort of see a slow, steady increase. I'm not entirely sure what this bump would be. Maybe that's that second town. That's probably the second town. No, that wouldn't be the second town. I don't even know. But either way, you can see my line goes up, whereas his stays flat. And ultimately, that's the key to winning this game. You make your line go up faster than the enemies, and then you kill them. We're going to continue playing here, just so I can go over a couple of the things. I think the key thing to my strategy is to leverage the troops that you have as effectively as possible. Like, you can still see, I have some of those flame jugglers I recruited on, like, what was it, turn 4 or 5. They're still kicking around in my army. They did some work. Don't overlook those creature dwellings. They really are a good way to bump up your power over the course of the game. I didn't even go and recruit any more of them after that first batch. Make sure you have a plan is really what it boils down to. Plan out what you're going to do, how you're going to accomplish your goals, and then execute that plan. Try not to let yourself get distracted by it. In the case of this, I did kind of come close letting myself get distracted by Treyon here. I gave him some XP that really wasn't necessary. It is important to have a secondary hero on larger maps, and I would be focusing on that if I was indeed in a situation where I was playing on a larger map and worrying about whether or not I'm going to have the ability to keep my backline safe and be able to continue to clear these things as I move on into another 2 or 3 zones, right? But with this one, of course, it's pretty straightforward. But something definitely to keep in mind. The other thing here is you can see how much the AI struggled with expanding. They had their sawmill, they had their ore quarry, they had their crystal mine. They had the shanty town, so it would have gotten them voodoos by the looks of it. And other than that, I'm actually going to go see, did they even... Oh, looks like they did have their palace as well. But they didn't have their mercury. Mercury is a stupid important resource to pick up if you are Decay. It's just, yeah, you use it to power. I've played a little bit of Decay as well. Oh, they didn't even build a soul beacon. You use it to power up your soul beacon, which gets you free spawn units and is extremely important. One difference to how I would have played this faction is I would have gotten the soul beacon built on like day 3. It's that important, and then continue to upgrade it to the soul transmitter, and yeah, like you picked up the Tomb of Silence, but why? So you can sort of see some of the AI issues here. That I mean, computer AI is computer AI. It's going to be limited no matter what. But like this Tome of Silence does absolutely nothing without the soul beacon, because it powers up the soul beacon. Other than that, it gives you 3 skeletons and bone guard and 2 mercury. Woo. What it's actually valuable for, though, is synergizing with this. Same... Oh, and he didn't get the soul siphon, of course. Oh, and Throne of the Dead. I mean, you can turn living creatures into undead creatures with this, but again, it's meant to synergize with the soul beacon. This is an essential building for Decay. Got the antique shop, I guess that's nice. They can go antiquing. But yeah, the real struggle that you'll run into is if you give the AI time to snowball. And in order to avoid that, you really have to get as aggressive as possible. Oh, and you can see here, because I rolled the turn with Mortopolis, the Decay town, I can no longer convert it. Like, I've got plenty of money in ore and wood and everything like that, but I can't convert it because I didn't do it on the first turn. I captured it. But yeah, I think he would have been a significantly nastier threat if he'd actually built some of this and ignored some of the stuff like the Archives of Oh no, you can build the Archives of Magic. If he'd ignored the Archmage Tribunal, for example, this is probably not necessary. He had a beacon, but I didn't see any liches, so he must have just recently built that. And again, you can sort of see here the importance of having a plan. Upgrading is of questionable utility. I think it's worthwhile if it upgrades a valuable skill, like the unupgraded Corpse Eater, the it's tarantula or arachnid or whatever it is it's called, still has the slowing, but in this case it would gain leap and venom. Is it worth the upgrade? Maybe. Venom can be useful, I think, but what's really key, I think, when you're looking at upgrading, don't just look at the health and damage increases, because it's not even about the money cost, it's about the town turns, right? And if I have a choice between upgrading from... oh, you did upgrade those. If I have a choice between upgrading from vampires to sanguinists or something like that, or from the skeletons to these bone guard, it's a little bit of extra health, a little bit of extra damage. Is it worth it? Maybe, but is it a priority? Probably not. I'd rather upgrade my soul beacon, upgrade my soul transmitter, get those key structures that are really going to let me leverage the power of the faction. Get the base units first. Like if I have a choice between building the Hall of Death or upgrading the Haunt, I'll build the Hall of Death. The Bone Worm is going to be better than an upgraded Mask of Decay or a Banshee from a Ghost. Didn't even look like he was using a ton of upgraded units, so he looks like he just threw money at the buildings and kind of forgot about them, didn't upgrade his units. So, yeah, that's the game. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. I did enjoy recording it. It was, I don't get too many opportunities to record, so it was nice to make an effort to carve out a bit of time to do so. And who knows, maybe over the next little while I might try doing another run. I'm kind of wanting to try out the Pyre faction, and I also kind of want to take the jump up into hardcore. See how that goes for me. I've heard Pyre is quite weak. I haven't played them, I'm unfamiliar with them, and hey, figuring things out on hardcore difficulty will be a learning experience, so you might get to see me fail. What is that? Aromancy. Okay, anyhow, not too much else to say. Disappointed in Decay's expansion here. Now, to be fair, Decay is not a strong faction. If I was up against Arcane or Wild or something like that, I'd probably have a bit more of a challenge on my hands, or Pillar, God help me. And yeah, if you are struggling to win, look hard at those three factions. Pillar, Arcane, and Wild seem to be kind of the most powerful from a meta standpoint. And like I said, I kind of deliberately picked Horde because they're perceived as being kind of middle of the road. And I do think Horde is a nice, simple faction to learn on. Because you don't have to worry about the upgrades, you don't have to worry quite as much about the town management end of things. Your units are tough, your units are tanky. You've got some really good hero options. I'll buy Liara here just to show you her again. This is who I beat the game with my first or second playthrough. It was with Liara, however you Liara. I pronounce it Liara, just because these three skills work so well together: archery, mastery, and champion. You give her trolls, and she's a happy camper. You can pick up healing as well. You can pick up blood warping. You can get regeneration, which lets you actually use magic. So you can actually play her as a hybrid character, where she has very good attack and defense stats and buffs up her units, but also has some pretty effective spellcasting and the ability to sustain that spellcasting with mana regeneration. She can do elementalism, which is also useful, summoning, which is a pretty powerful school. So yeah, definitely a hero to consider if you do like the way that the Horde plays, but you're still having a bit of a tough time. As you can see, though, this is a pretty powerful strategy as well. And really the key was focusing on those two skills. I lucked out getting the offense. That's definitely helpful. Just because one of the weaknesses of the Horde faction is the might, and in the case of their spellcaster classes, the ardor is quite weak. Basically, might gives you that charge, and then you get a couple other things that boost your troops in the immediate vicinity, but they're only good every couple of days. Like, you can only use them every couple of days, which, if you're taking fights as frequently as you should be, is a real weakness. It's also one of the weaknesses of the casters, right? And why might classes tend to, in my experience at least, outperform them. Casters can be very good for an alpha strike, but once you've burned through your mana, they're in a pretty bad spot. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I never did capture this gold mine either. Let's do that just to say that I did, because as you can see, I have a bad habit of forgetting to pick those things up. Not that it was relevant, because I'm finishing with 21,000 gold. So yeah, until next time, hopefully you enjoyed. I did enjoy playing this. I had quite a bit of fun, and with any luck, I will see you again before too much longer. Cheers.